Greetings everyone. In this video, we are further giving clarity on the issue of waivers for Zimbabwe exemption permit holders who are applying for general work permit. I realize that our groups are circulating a video that was recorded by Patriot Mxolisi Ncube. He does not want to be called a comrade, he wants to be called a patriot. So Patriot Mxolisi Ncube did record a video on the 2nd of September 2024 under AVG News. In the video, he spoke about the confusion that is at VFS and the Department of Home Affairs. For the avoidance of doubt, I share an office with Patriot Mxolisi Ncube in the African Diaspora Forum. He is a member of the Media Commission of the African Diaspora Forum. So in most of the cases, we get to discuss some of these issues before anyone records a video. But we don't tell a person whether to record, not to record, but we do share some information. You will recall that in one of his videos, after he had made consultations with officials, he did say that the waiver is no longer necessary. People should apply straight for the general work visa if a holder of a ZEP, and that he has been told that refunds were going to be given to the holders of the ZEP who had applied for waivers. And the people have been asking us about the waivers, and we have been playing this down, saying, look, we have no concrete explanation when it comes to the refunds for the waivers. So he spoke to the spokesperson of the minister, who then confirmed that indeed there is confusion between the VFS and the Department of Home Affairs. We ourselves, or I spoke also to the spokesperson of the minister, and we spoke about this confusion between the VFS and the Department of Home Affairs, because the VFS, after the circular that was circulated, removing the labor certificate and the SAQA certificate, the VFS officials or management said ZEP holders who are applying for a general work visa do not need a waiver, and they've been accepting. So we had a discussion yesterday with the spokesperson of the minister to say, look, there's this confusion, and this confusion arises in the absence of a clear statement. When we then spoke to the VFS, who happened to be the agent of the Department of Home Affairs, they are saying one thing, and yourselves are saying the other. There's no coordination. Your statements are not coordinated. And then we agreed yesterday that we will communicate once they themselves, the Department of Home Affairs and the VFS, have held this meeting to clarify these issues, so that there's no confusion. So firstly, the Department of Home Affairs, through the spokesperson of the minister, accept that there's confusion. In other words, they've not been communicating with the VFS, and possibly the VFS has been only relying on statements that are circulated without really communicating to them. So VFS was sent the circular, which we have discussed in this platform. So when VFS was sent the circular, the VFS said which we said in this platform, and which we still stand by, and I will explain this, that if the letter or certificate from the Department of Labor and Employment and the certificate from the South African Qualifications Authority are no longer needed, what is it that one has to waiver if they are applying for a general work visa? So the VFS then took a position which they communicated to us, and we communicated to you through this platform. And I noticed that other people were communicating the same message. Of course, others were communicating a different message. That a person applying for a general working visa does not need a waiver, right? And this position by VFS was taken based on the circular. There was no meeting between VFS and the Department of Home Affairs. So when in Polokwane VFS, people were turned away, as we recorded in this video, we contacted the management to say, but you just said the ZEP holders who are applying for a general working visa, they should submit their applications without a waiver. But now you are turning them away in some of your centers. And they said, if such individuals are turned away, they need to ask to see the center manager, or we contact them, right? And ever since they've been allowing people to apply. So that's the confusion that Patriot Policy then spoke about. Now, we have since requested a meeting with the minister himself, as the African Diaspora Forum, to say, let's have a meeting with the minister to clarify not only the issues of the Zimbabwe exemption holders. A letter has gone to his office requesting a meeting. The minister had said he wants to consult with the stakeholders. We are a stakeholder ourselves. We're an umbrella body as the African Diaspora Forum of various migrant communities, about the 34 countries that we represent as the African Diaspora Forum. So we've requested this meeting, amongst others, to talk about these issues of Zimbabwe exemption permits, to talk about the issues of Aslam, to talk Aslam documents, to talk about the refugees, and to talk about the white paper on international migration and other issues that affect the migrant community. So we've requested the meeting so that some of these issues can be clarified. And one issue that we need clarity, which as part of our advocacy work, is the whole issue of the waiver itself, for the simple reason. Because if you're a holder of a Zimbabwe exemption permit, right, it's a special permit. And we've been saying in this platform that the minister has a right to document anyone. The requirements that would make it difficult for one to qualify for a general working visa have been removed, right? The qualifications certificate, or a certificate from the South African Qualifications Authority. Because the majority of people that are in this category do not have the academic qualifications for them to prove that the job that they are doing cannot be done by a South African. Or their qualifications, those that are professionals, their qualifications are not listed under the critical skills. So if the evaluation certificate from the South African Qualifications Authority is removed, if your company does not need to submit to the Labor Department or the Department of Labor and Employment, say you are working at Edgar's, right, as a sales rep. Now, the law says, before you are being employed, your company must prove that there's no South African that can work at Edgar's as a sales rep, right? Now, the department says because you're a holder of a ZEP, that is being waived. That requirement, you don't need to. It is the minister has taken care of that, so you have to apply. 3, the police report from Zimbabwe is no longer necessary. The first waiver, as we have been explaining, is that you don't have to go to your country of origin and change the condition of your permit or condition of your visa. So if all these requirements, that will make it difficult for a person applying for a general working visa who's a holder of a ZEP has been removed. Is the waiver necessary? That is the question that would want to discuss with the minister, to say, Honorable Minister, If a person writes a letter, right, to say, I work at a petrol station as a petrol attendant, I've got a ZEP, I want to apply for a general work visa, and the person has all these requirements removed, why is it necessary for this person to pay 1,550 for a waiver? Because the letter will simply say, I am Mabuto Nicholas Mabena, I work at Engine Garage, Parktown, as a petrol attendant. I've been working there for 7 years. I want to apply for a general work visa. And then the reply comes, yes, we have received your application in terms of blah, blah, blah act. You have been cleared to apply for a general work visa. And it cost 1,550. And the question that we are having, why would one have to go through this route? Right? We hope the minister and the department will be able to clarify this. Over the weekend, I spent time in Hebrew. I met quite a number of ZEP holders. Some of them were saying, Comrade Mapena, is it possible if we pay half, if we're applying for a general visa, pay half? Because to apply for a general work visa is 3,255 rands. So if you add 1,550 of the waiver, then the permit fee is 4,805. And others were saying, Comrade Mapena, can they allow us to pay half so that next month we pay the other half? And I was saying, I'm not sure if that will be allowed. You rather delay, keep your money safe, and then once you have raised the other balance, then you pay at a go. But what does this mean? It means that the permit itself is expensive. That's what it basically means. So if all these requirements for a waiver have been removed, and the minister gives a directive, a clear directive, that if you are applying for a general work visa, I've covered everything, there's no need for you to apply for a waiver, it means a person will save 1,550. Because to me, where I'm standing is that, like I'm saying, I simply write a letter to say, I am Mabuto Nicholas Mabena, I work at Engine, a petrol station in Parktown, I'm a holder of ZEP number, passport number, I want to apply for a general work visa, full stop. I submit, I attach the letter from my employer confirming that indeed I'm working there. I submit, after a month or 2 months, I get my feedback back, which is positive, right? And says, we've received your application and we've cleared you to apply for a general work visa. Why should I not simply apply for a general work visa without going through the waiver route? Because the minister has the power to do that. To say, no, because you have all these issues that would have made you difficult to qualify for a general work visa as a petrol attendant have been taken care of. There's no need to apply for a waiver. And this is part of our advocacy work. As we explained in the last video, as we move to conclusion, that if you are an artisan, right, and I said to say your qualifications or your qualifications is NF, say 6. I don't know the grades, but if you're an artisan, you know the grade is a 6. Then they need someone with the grade 9, right? NF grade 9. I'm not sure about those grades, which one is higher, 6 and 9, but you'll understand, right? But you have 6, and they say they want the NF 9, grade 9, right? It is then that you should apply for a waiver, because that has not been removed. You submit your waiver application. But I work as a domestic worker. I work Pick n Pay as a packer, and the minister has already removed everything that will not lead me failing to qualify for a general working visa, he has cleared the path. And the question is, if the path has been cleared, why should I spend 1,550 on a waiver? And in my waiver, I write a simple letter as I've demonstrated, and attach the employer's letter, which, by the way, the employer's letter, the contract, and then the undertakings by the employer as provided for, I will provide when I then apply for my general working visa. So why not make it simple and then apply for a general working visa? So I hope that soon, depending on the schedule of the minister, and if he approves our request, we will raise these issues with him when we meet to say, look, we do not understand, unless then he says, from a legal point of view, this is why, even if all these have been removed, this is why you apply for a waiver. For instance, you have a person that is applying for a spouse visa who's a holder of a ZTP. They don't have to apply for a waiver. Please write in the comment section, like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're on TikTok, please do follow us. Otherwise, goodbye.